Good evening, Drew.
I don't know if you just got this.
Mhm.
Maybe is that your fan I hear in the background?
Oh shit! Yes, hold on.
Okay, well, the reason I was gonna say that is we just got hit with like a torrential downpour here.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
I did see some lightning here. Yeah,
yeah, there was like 2 inches of rain here. It's a lot of rain.
that's a lot of rain.
Yeah, just it was weird because they were saying that it's always interesting because my irrigation system is aware of things on the internet like weather forecasts, and it's like,
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna skip tomorrow's watering because you're gonna get 2 inches of rain. Normally it says like 0.1 inches or like maybe a quarter inch. It's like 2 inches. I'm like, fuck, it's gonna pour.
That's a lot of rain.
Yeah, and all day it was sunny and hot and humid and gross, and then within the last hour it started to get kind of dark, lightning, thunder, the whole deal, and yeah, some really big thunderstorms just rolled through here. But anyway, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, not too shabby. How about yourself?
The fam make it back from Myrtle Beach?
They sure did.
Cool. Everybody had a good time?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Okay. All right, where do you want to start tonight, man? We got all kinds of stuff.
I don't know. You know what? I want to start this. I want to start with this, Drew. I want to start with this. Okay. Obviously, me and my post office, we've had some issues, right? My vestigial mailbox. Talked about it on the show plenty of times.
Yep.
I received this letter in the mail 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I think.
Okay.
It has a letterhead from the United States Postal Service.
Okay,
and
means
it reads,
business.
Dear postal customer, the Commercial Point Post Office will be suspended on Saturday, July 22nd, 2003. A new lease was not negotiated between the USPS and the lessor. Therefore, it will be necessary to cease operations at the Commercial Point Post Office at the close of business on July 21st, 2023. And retail services will be moved to the Orient Post Office. And it continues from there. I didn't know a post office could just close.
Well, okay. Couple things. One.
Okay.
Have you actually? Well, okay. Time out, because I think I think the gravity of this is starting to sink into me here. I go to a post office every 2 months to empty my PO box that is full of junk mail.
Yeah.
I really don't have a habit of going into a post office. But you, on the other hand, remind me, you have a mailbox on your porch, which is decorative.
Yeah, on the edge of the driveway. Yeah, the vestigial mailbox.
Yeah, it's a load-bearing mailbox. And then you have your communal mailbox. Now they're suspending the post office.
The post office is closing. Yes,
but like the mail people are still going to come.
Yes, the mail people are still going to come, but they're going to work out of a different post office. I just didn't realize I've never in all of my years, I'm a 40-something-year-old man.
Sure.
I've never heard of a post office closing. Just closing.
Yeah.
No post office for you.
My town has 2 post offices.
See, we're not that big. And like the Orient post office isn't exactly close.
I got to look at a map as to where Orient actually is to you.
So we kind of butt up against Orient, but it's also big because Orient also includes things like the jail.
Yeah, Pickaway Correctional Institution.
And I think the post office is closer to the jail.
I mean, that makes sense. United States Postal Service. Yeah, it is not technically across the street from the jail. It's like one street.
Yeah, it's one street over.
It's off of the High Street. It's also known as Main Street. Wow. Okay, and Commercial Point is all the way
to the east.
Commercial Point, Wagon Ridge Equestrian Center.
Yep.
Compton Overhead Doors. Baptist Water Well Drilling. Tees Valley School West. Commercial Point Community Men's.
There you go. You found it. Yeah. That's
Community
right,
Men's Club.
Yeah.
Community Men's Club.
That's where I vote.
You remember?
That's where I vote. No.
Oh, okay.
No. That's where I vote.
'Cause
Uh,
I think you tick all of those boxes. You live in Commercial Point, you're part of the community, you're a
mhm.
man, you identify as a man.
I do. Yeah. There's some other characteristics I think I would have to lie about to be on the in the men's
Oh,
club. Yeah.
okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yep.
Alright, so the post office is
They're
closing.
closing. They're closing.
Um,
It's just.
well, time out, be
I mean,
fair. So,
it's gonna be okay, Drew. I just didn't realize this was a thing that was possible. Like,
is it because I'm trying to understand the chain of events here? Because if you look at modern or well, not modern, you look at any city that has had a post office, the post office has usually been in the same spot for as long as there has been a town.
yeah,
Do you think
yeah.
it's because Commercial Point was incorporated later in life that they basically rented a place for the mail
I'm guessing they had to. Yeah, yeah.
and someone's being a bad landlord?
Them as being a bad landlord, or well, yeah, a typical landlord these days.
Yeah, I get
Uh,
it.
mhm.
Now, are you have you had any problems with your vestigial mailbox recently?
No, not recently. No, no,
Okay.
no, no. I did when I saw that letter. It's like I didn't realize the post office could just do that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're just essentially a business like everyone else.
Yeah,
But
they're a
it didn't.
business, all right.
Yeah. Just like I didn't think they could close. It just took me
Huh.
by surprise. Took me by surprise, Drew. Took me by
Yeah,
surprise.
no, I that would be a little upsetting for
Uh
sure.
huh. Yeah.
Do you feel that that is a bad thing for your community?
I don't think it's great.
But your area is still growing, right? Like there's new
Yeah.
housing being built
Yeah.
down there, and Pickaway County's a happening place.
It is. It is. It's happening place.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Look, I could take it or leave it. If I really have to go to a post office for something, I mean, I'll shit. Actually, the last passport I did through the mail. I didn't have to go to a post office. I went and got my picture taken at like a Walgreens, and I mailed everything in. The form was available online. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for my PO box, I don't think I'd ever go to a mail place. I mail things through UPS mostly because it's closer. I don't live close to a post office either. I used to. I used to live very close to a post office.
Well, I used to. Now I technically live further away from a post office.
I
Well,
live.
I guess I could go and enjoy the post office tomorrow.
You might as well. You should go
I
and like
should
walk around, and be like, I'm just taking it all in. Remember how it was?
hmm one last trip to the post office. Just
Yeah.
memories.
Yes. Hello. I'm here from the Commercial Point Historical Society. We're cataloging. We're cataloging this historic event. You know what's interesting? I live so close to the village of Shawnee Hills that I live closer to that post office than I do the city of one of the city of Dublin's. That's a fun fact about me. Matt, buddy, that's weird. I feel bad. I feel like maybe part of you is dying along with this.
Maybe. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
What I'm mostly curious about is what that's going to do to your mail delivery schedule. Because I'm sure, I mean, are they going to just move the post people over to there and double up?
I guess that's what they're
Or
going to have to do.
are a bunch of people
Yeah.
going to lose their jobs?
I don't know. That's an excellent question, Drew. Is like how is this going to impact my mail delivery?
Yeah, and did people lose their jobs as a result of it?
Yeah, that would not be good.
No. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, buddy. I feel like
Yeah.
part of you is dying with this.
It is a little bit.
Yep. Well, let's talk about happy stuff. Let's
Yeah,
talk
let's
about
do it.
stuff we spent money on. Do you
Let's
want to
do
go
it.
first, or you want me to go first?
I will. You should go first, Drew. You should go first.
All right. Last episode, I talked about my upcoming Synology upgrade. And I decided to go with the Synology RS422. Go listen to like the last 2 episodes of the podcast to hear us talk about our Synologies. So I went from a little 2-bay boy with, I think I had like maybe 6 terabytes usable space on it. Wasn't very big because like I bought the enclosure and then I just put 2 6-terabyte hard drives in it with like, the one drive with some redundancy in case it failed. This new one is a 4-bay boy. I splurged for 8 terabyte drives. In RAID
Which
5,
model did you get?
I got the RS422.
22. Okay.
Yeah, so if you're on the oh crap, Every time I type Synology into Google, it thinks I want to go to my hostname Synology, not the Synology website.
All right, I see it. You have to give it a more unique name than Synology. Yeah, okay, I'm on it right now. I got
Yeah.
it. All right,
So yeah, it's 4-bay boy, and it's rack mountable. It's 1 unit tall. It fits into my current infrastructure very nicely. I ordered it. It arrived on a Sunday. I went to Micro Center. I picked up 4 drives, 4 8 terabyte drives running in RAID 5 configuration. So I have roughly 17 or 18 terabytes of usable space, which is all the space in the world. Feels real good. And because I was replacing my device, the plan was to basically plug in the new one, get it up and running, get it all configured network wise and updated and all that stuff. And then I was going to manually move all of the data from the old Synology to the new Synology. Now, there are other ways to do this. There are utilities that are provided by Synology to do this. But I just decided that number one, I probably have more stuff on that NAS than I really need, like Windows 98 images or something that I'm never going to use again, right? Like the
right.
stuff I've
Yeah.
held on to for way too long. So it was a little opportunity, like to go through and clean up some stuff. And I went through and I created the user accounts that I knew I was going to need for things like Plex and like my lab servers and my Kubernetes clusters and stuff like that. So I went through and recreated all those users. And then I basically started the data transfer, and I did it in chunks. So the first night that I had it, I literally just let it copy all of my TV shows overnight. It took like 4 hours across my network to move everything, and then like when that was done, I started the movies. Then I moved like documents and like files and all my emulator stuff. Like I just did it in chunks. I wasn't in any particular rush. It took me about 2 days to copy everything, like not straight through, just, oh, that's done. I'll kick off the next batch of things I want to
Right.
copy.
Yeah.
And it went really, really well. And plus it was a really nice opportunity for me to revisit the different packages that were installed on my Synology. So for those people that have never used a Synology NAS before, um, I think it goes without saying that number one, I think Synology does a phenomenal job on the user interface and the usability of the device. It's very straightforward. It's very easy to configure. If you are a power user and you want to go in and you want to tweak something, like it'll absolutely let you. And the thing about the Synology OS that you install, for lack of a better word, on the Synology hardware is that you can extend it through packages. So, for instance, if I want to have antivirus, I can install a package, and that's another little program that runs in the background. I could install like a home media server on there if I wanted to. I could install Docker or a DNS server or Pi-hole or even like third-party stuff like Plex if you really wanted to. However, unlike my old Synology, this isn't really designed for that. It doesn't have like not a high end, but a more powerful processor. The memory is non-upgradable like the home
Oh,
server. Yeah.
okay.
So it's pretty much an enclosed. I mean, I could put like a better network module in it for like 10 gig Ethernet, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much there just to act as a storage server. However, after I got everything up and running, I noticed a package that I think was on my old Synology, but I have never tried before. And the name
Okay.
of the package was Synology Security Station. Are you
Oh, yeah, because you can use Synology as kind of like a hub for like security cameras and stuff,
correct?
right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So, painting a picture here. So, I put like in my rack, I installed the new Synology rack server. I screwed that in, which was really hard to do with one person, by the way. I don't have rails, so I have to like hold it there and line up the
Mm.
screws and like strain and be muscular and like install it. But I did all that. And then above that, there is a little shelf that is also part of my rack. And on that shelf was the old Synology and the DVR for my security camera. So I have IP security cameras provided by Lorex. We talked about this many, many shows ago. Go look through it. And I have 3 cameras that are all networked into my networking equipment. And then there's the DVR that communicates to the cameras to pull down, motion events and recordings and whatever else. So I saw this Synology surveillance station, and I'm like, hmm, there's a lot of storage space in here. I wonder if my cameras could, if I wonder if I could just record onto this, and if it would be as good as the Lorex DVR. Now, I say that with complete irony because the Lorex interface fucking sucks. I hate that thing. It
Okay.
works.
Okay.
Like, I'm using Lorex cameras on a Lorex DVR. The actual act of like connecting your cameras to it and everything are very straightforward, but the UI is terrible. It's very hard to use. Even like if I were to connect a keyboard and mouse to it, I find it very, very painful to use. I never got the notifications on it to work successfully. What I ended up having to do if I wanted to look at my security cameras when I was away from home, I literally had to open a port and forward it to that and have like a DNS like subdomain on one of my DNSs to like get to it. And like I tried to set that up for Mandy. It went about as well as you think, because if my home IP address changes, it was not fun. So I would use it to review footage of things just kind of as I thought. Or if I heard noises outside at night, I could pick up my phone and like hope I was able to connect and like see what was going on. So I thought to myself, I thought, self, wouldn't it be cool? I already eliminated one. Oh, I didn't eliminate, but I replaced one piece of equipment in here. Wouldn't it be cool if I could get my cameras to record to all this wonderful storage that I have? So here's the deal. The Synology system uh, basically works the same way as the Lorex. You boot in the security station, you add your cameras, you set up your recording schedule, and depending on the cameras and the capabilities, you can either have the camera define motion events, or if your camera is like recording and sending an image to Synology's software, you can define like motion boundaries and things, just like I did on the other thing, right?
Okay.
So the first thing I had to figure out is how do I add these cameras? Now, here's the deal. There are basically three types of cameras as far as Synology is concerned.
Okay.
There are official Synology cameras,
Makes
which
sense.
are
Okay.
plug and play.
Okay.
There are officially supported cameras,
And then there's the field.
and then there's the pores. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, the first thing I realized was Lorex is not on the list of
Okay.
approved cameras. However,
However, does it still work?
yes, because in addition to all of the officially supported cameras, there are also common camera protocols that you can use. If you can successfully reach and authenticate to the cameras, it can still pull the video feeds.
Okay.
So it took me about an hour of like some Googling and some trial and error, but I'm able to have the Synology station talk to my cameras. And when I say talk to them, the cameras, it turns out, on like the protocols that they run, I mean, at the end of the day, they are devices on my network. They have IP addresses. You can HTTPS to them. You can HTTP to them. There are other ports for different like video protocols and things that they run. There are also different ports open for the different quality streams. So like there's the 4K stream, the 1080p stream, and the 480p stream. So like if you kind of go through there and you actually take the time, and like once I got one set up, setting up the other one was pretty easy because I knew what I had to do. So through those kind of open and known protocols, it absolutely works. And within 10 minutes of using this new interface, it's just so much better. Like everything makes so much more
Got it.
sense. The videos are all organized on my storage. The interface for watching back a recording makes sense. The options are like very well thought out and make sense for like, motion threshold and like the amount of motion that has to trigger a motion event. Like it all makes sense. It's all really good. So I added my first camera. Then I added my second camera. Then I tried to add my third camera. And it wouldn't let me.
Really?
Yes, because it turns out, let me see if I thought I had this bookmarked. security station. Yes. Okay. So I was able to add my first camera, my second camera. I went to add my third camera. And can you guess why it wouldn't let me add the third camera?
Didn't it let you add the third? I don't. Why would the limitation be two? Two
Hmm.
seems very arbitrary.
Okay, so think about all the things that are involved in recordings and all these streams that
Okay.
I'm talking about.
Do you need like a dedicated network, like network connection for each one?
Nope.
No. Okay. No. No. It's just like I mean, I can't imagine that video streams is that much data. The Synology should be able to handle that, right? Like actually like write that to disk. Is it the CPU not being powerful enough?
Nope.
No.
It's the bane of all enterprise software, Paul.
Do you have to pay for it?
It's a license.
It is arbitrary. You have to
Yes.
pay for it. Got it.
So,
Okay.
okay, so here's the deal.
Okay.
If you use Synology cameras, you do not need a license per camera.
Oh,
The
those
default
bastards.
the default security station software gives you 2 licenses, and I have 3 cameras. How much do you think a license is for a camera, Paul?
Oh, geez. I'm guessing it's this is probably targeted to like small businesses and stuff. So I'm
Okay,
guessing
you're
like
warm. You're
I'm guessing
warm.
like $150.
You're over. It's
Okay.
$60.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How
Yep.
many cameras do you have?
I have 3.
Okay, so is it $60 like per
No.
year?
No,
or
no, no.
just $60?
$60.
Okay.
$60.
Okay.
And you
That's not
apply.
horrible.
It's not horrible.
Okay.
So the link I just put in the show notes will take you. Like Amazon is an authorized retailer where you can get a camera license, and you can buy
Look
them
at
in
that.
packs of 1, 4, or 8.
Huh.
So the default software comes with a license built in for 2 cameras. So I had to spend another $60, but after spending time with the software and the capabilities that it gives me, and the fact that now I have eliminated a device from my network, a device that I never really loved, even though my cameras are actually really good. Like they're 4K, they have night vision, they have floodlights, they record audio. Like I'm perfectly fine with my cameras. And again, I think we may have talked about this when we were talking about the Ubiquity stuff. Like I was thinking I was going to have to upgrade to Ubiquity cameras, which are like $400 a pop, and using the Ubiquity version of their flavor of surveillance recording, whatever. Because like the device I bought has space for a hard drive for recordings and things, but like right now my camera is recording 24/7 in 4K. They record motion events, and like I have the space. Now maybe one day I'll dial that down, but for like right now, if I were to sign in, I'd be curious to see how much space I'm using. Let me see, because I'm actually kind of curious now that it's been running for like 4 days. I mean, I think it does like video compression. It uses like H.264, H.265. Oh crap! Verification codes. I forgot I set this up. Isn't it great when we do this live?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How else would we do it?
I don't know. All right. Let's get in here. I'm going to go to my file station, surveillance. Let's see here. How do I see tools? No. How do I see how much space something is using?
Like a share or like an individual file?
Shared folder.
I think it's control panel shared folders.
So it's using 220 gigs for a little less than a week right now, and that's motion events and all recordings.
Okay.
And Synology has, by the way, and this is the other nice thing. So Synology has a pretty clever thing that works just like my doorbell for like Ring. It works just like Nest or other, like my garage door opener, to where like I can, because I have an online Synology account, I can do like that web link thing, and you can choose which applications and services you want to be able to access through like Synology.com and through your Synology account. So I have an easy way to use the Synology apps like on my phone to get motion alerts and like being able to very quickly look at the recordings. Like much better than anything Lorex was doing in that capacity. So now I have the ability to get motion alerts on my phone. I can watch things. I can look at stuff in real time. Like it has just been, it's actually been like a really good experience. And like, if you have security cameras and you have a Synology, I would like encourage you, unless you're totally in love with your DVR system, I would encourage you to look at this because it's pretty freaking amazing, honestly.
Hmm.
Like I'm actually looking at my and they also make desktop apps for things. Looks like it's finally done raining. Thank God it was pouring out there. Yeah. Like I'm looking at my cameras right now. I can actually hear the audio. Like you can arrange things. There's I mean, and like I would consider this to be like higher end surveillance software. Like you can actually do some really cool stuff with this software. So, not only did my Synology upgrade go really well, I was really sort of pleased that I spent the time to like set this up. Um, Mostly because I have the space and like just consolidating down, like it's good. I mean, I still have my DVR, like if I ever need to like hook it back up or something, but for now, this is working really well. And I mean, it looks like it works with pretty much every camera. I mean, you just have to get a little finicky with some of those protocols if yours isn't on the list. But I mean, I think I spent an hour troubleshooting and it's fine. It's totally fine. So anyway, that's the story of my Synology. Did you upgrade yours yet?
No, I have not. I still have my previous one.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I probably I want to, but I'm also not in a rush, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
All right. I've been waiting for this next one.
So I got my Insta360 link. As soon as I got it, I took my Opal C1 off of my little stand thing and put this baby on there, installed the software. It's
Uh-oh.
okay. No. I love it. I love it.
Okay,
It's
okay.
great. It's great.
Ooh, man,
It
okay,
is.
you got me worried.
It is so cute.
Okay, cute.
Okay, so it's smaller than you expect.
Send me a picture of it. Like, is it mounted on your monitor right now, or is it mounted on your little stand?
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get something where there's actually some good light and not too much light.
Make it show art.
Okay, hold on. Well, let's see. Okay, that's a decent picture. All right, let me try. It's not a great picture, but I'll still send it to you. Okay. But you probably need something in the picture so you can know as a reference point. So hold on.
Put it next to your obnoxious camera on your monitor.
Well, spoiler alert, it is. But
Okay.
let me hold up a pair of AirPods beside it.
Okay. AirPods for scale. Okay.
Okay, AirPods for scale. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna send that to Drew.
That's me.
Drew. Okay, boom. There we go. The picture is now being sent in the ether. There you go.
Okay, the picture is in the ether. Oh.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, it's adorable.
It's way smaller than I expected.
Wow. And like it's on your little stand. Now is that okay? So I see the little stand. It must screw into that thing, that base.
It does. Yeah, the stand is basically has like the standard tripod screw on it.
Right. So like the base is that little square part at the bottom where the writing is.
Yep.
Wow. I would have thought it would have been much bigger.
Oh, me too. It is not. And I mean, before we talk about features, it does the cutest thing. Okay, so it's on a gimbal, right? So like it moves. When it like turns off, when you're not using the camera just goes and points down.
Okay. It's like, oh, I'm shy.
It's like, yeah, I'm done. Thump. The software is a little rough aesthetically. It's a little kind of gross to look at. Obviously it lives in the menu bar because everything lives in the menu bar.
Sure.
You either get like this window, like this windowed mode or this toolbar mode. The window mode shows a preview and you can move the gimbal. One thing I like is you can basically like get everything in position and set presets.
Okay.
So, you can just, or like if you, always want to be in the same angle or you have like a zoomed in versus a zoomed out, you can do that. I don't. I currently have like the auto track off. You know what? I could just hold on. I wonder how well.
Oh, we're gonna do it. Oh my
Okay.
goodness, look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And it
Yeah.
follows you?
It can. Let me turn. Let me see. Where do I
That
turn that
image
on?
quality is actually really good.
Yeah. So that is in. Let's see.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
unlike the Opal, like the thing
Mm-hmm.
is actually turning right
It's
now.
actually turning. Yeah. Yeah. I watched the little motor,
Oh,
and it's
there's
like
Voltrons back there.
yeah,
Multiple Voltrons.
and it's real
Many,
quiet
many
too.
Voltrons.
Yeah.
Holy cow, there's a
Yeah.
lot of Voltron.
There's a lot of Voltrons back there. I've got a new Voltron recently.
Oh,
Uh.
okay.
Uh. Yeah. It's great. I have it on HDR mode. Which uh I like, but it forces me to basically make sure I have like my light on because the way my office is stood up, I'm gonna point. Only Drew can see this right now. Right there
Yep.
is two windows in the
Yep.
corner,
Yep.
so I get natural light on this side of my face and nothing on this side of my face. And during the day, like especially like first thing in the morning when like the sun's cutting through, it's like light, dark.
Yeah. That's very metal.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You mentioned that was in HDR mode.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's Skype, but it looked a little washed out. It didn't seem
Hmm.
like overly bright.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just because it's the time of night. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. The lighting condition right now is not optimal because I just have the one light behind it.
Right.
But, yeah.
And that and all the light I think was probably coming from your monitor, right?
No, I have what is it? What is it called? This is the doing this live. I have the Logitech Litra Glow. No, but the big no, not the Litra Glow. The
I'll drop a link to
Litra,
that.
the
Drop a
Litra
link.
the Litra Beam. I have the Beam.
Drop a link in that to that bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right
so when did you get it?
Like I got the camera on
Oh, that's a nice little light.
Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Okay, so you've had a
Mhm.
couple days to use it, and I'm sure you're in many meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it hasn't like crashed on you. It's been responsive.
Absolutely, it's been great. Absolutely no problems. It doesn't get hot. The software isn't acting buggy on me. It's everything I wanted it to be. And I
Wow.
love the fact that it's on a little gimbal. It's on a little gimbal. It can track me. It can, yeah.
That's
it's
man,
good. It's
now
really,
now you're gonna make me want one of those.
it's really good. Like I don't know if you're happy with your Opal.
It does get very, very hot.
I would stick with it, but
the only reason I know how hot it gets is I leave the little magnet cover on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because like every video conferencing software seems to want to default to camera on, and I want to be in charge of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually leave the little magnetic cover on unless I really want to be on camera. And every time I put my hand up there, it's like, oh, that is toasty.
It's warm. Yeah. I did the same thing. You go to grab the lens cover off. You're like, ooh, that is.
I mean,
toasty.
I don't think anything's going to catch on fire, but I don't think things are supposed to be that hot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not great. It's not great.
I like the camera. I actually like the Opal. I like the image quality. The software, I have not had the buggy experiences that you have had with the software, but I mean, I've had some weirdness, but like nothing has stopped me from using it.
But if you're looking for a higher end webcam, or you want to do some like, I don't know, recording for YouTube, or you just want to look better on your team videos like I do, it's a good camera. It's good. It's good. I bought it with the tripod kit.
Yes.
Don't. It's garbage. It's garbage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what do you have yours mounted on? Another tripod?
It's just this thing that basically it's not really a tripod. It mounts onto my desk, and it's got a bunch of adjustable arms, so I can put it on there and get it exactly where I want. I wonder if I could find the link to the thing I bought. Cause I didn't need something with the light, because I got the Lutra, or the whatever the heck it's called, Litra. Excuse me, Litra. Hold on. It was Prime Day, so I have to go back. See if can I search for stand. Wow, this is good audio.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's listening. It's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not true, and I have proof when we get to the next section.
Okay.
I have proof that we have listeners.
Okay, I have this thing. I have this thing hooked to my desk. This is the Ulanzi camera desk mount stand with flexible arm, overhead camera mount, articulated arm with 360 rotatable ball head, aluminum desk mounting stand for ring light, DSLR, camera, webcam, panel light.
I need this.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
I need this.
It's good.
Wow, I didn't know this was a thing. Oh, okay, now here's a question. Oh my god, the LS2 is like, you
I know.
You want an iPad, bro? Or is that for a laptop? Probably for a laptop.
I think it could be for either. I think it looks like it's supposed to be for a laptop, but yeah.
Well, can you buy additional arms and mount them to this pole?
I've almost done that. I do not know. But I bet you probably could. I'd have to go to their homepage and.
Well, I'm looking at the Pictron live broadcast boom arm. This thing is like a Hydra. Look at this one. I don't need the mic boom. Everybody, go look in the show notes if you want to know what the fuck we're talking about. But look at that. Look at that thing.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Has multiple.
It's got three. It's got three.
Yeah, but one of them's for a mic.
Yeah, that is.
I don't need that.
I don't need that either.
That's cool though, because like you have one camera mount of whatever size that is, and then like with the quick release, and then there's a name for them, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either.
Yeah. Oh, a cold shoe.
That's it. Yes.
Cold shoe, and then you have another one that's like a screw mount with the adapter for different size tripod mounts.
Yep.
That would do it. Like if you could, like I would take off the microphone one and just use the other two arms.
Yeah. Now, like where my camera is right now, like that fancy desktop mode where it looks down on your desk won't work because it's behind my monitor. But I'm actually going to play around with some this weekend and see if I can't get it at like a place where maybe like it's not like looking at the top of my head, and that would work. I don't know why. I just think it'd be cool. I haven't used the stickers.
I was going to ask you about the stickers.
I do not think they're magnetic.
Ooh, gross. So you're just going to attach them to some old whiteboard and you have to use that whiteboard forever?
I'm not going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do
them.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I'll need them at some point. What's going to happen, Drew, is I'm going to decide to keep them. I'm going to put them somewhere in my office, and in a week I'll forget.
Okay.
And I'll find them in 3 years. That's what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. I went through one of those the other day when I was looking for some cables.
I just threw a bunch of cables away.
Yeah, I have a bunch of old computer fans that are they're good fans. They're really good case fans, and I cannot bring myself to throw them away.
I threw away the most beautiful, like supple, thick, well-made, long VGA cable you've ever seen.
Oh, really? What about like an actual VGA cable or
it was
a DVI cable?
No, it was VGA.
Raise your hand if you remember DVI cables.
I do. I remember those. Yeah. This was the VGA cable. It was luxurious. It probably cost like $80 when I bought it.
Like how long we talking? Like 12 feet or something?
It was like 12 feet. Yeah.
Those were not cheap in the day.
It was heavy. It was thick.
Insulated.
And it went right in the garbage.
Yeah. I mean, there are still things that require VGA, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Servers, like that Lutron thing has HDMI and VGA.
Yeah.
Or not Lutron, Lorex.
I'm at a point in my life where I'm pretty safe to say that
you're not going to need it.
I'm not going to need VGA. And if I have something that requires VGA, I should think long and hard of, do I need that thing in my life?
Yeah. There's a quality filter you're missing out on there.
Okay. So, to transition us to the last topic here, Drew. In the last episode, you were going to go car shopping.
Yep.
How'd that go?
Didn't go well. I do not have a new car.
Okay.
All right. So here's what happened. When we last left our hero, which is me, I was pretty close to buying that Audi we discussed. So last episode, we talked about two cars I was considering. One was the Audi RS5, and the other one was the BMW M3.
Okay.
Or M4. I can't remember. Anyway, I had successfully negotiated the price of the car.
Okay.
And again, just a very, very quick recap. You can go back to listen to the last episode if you want the whole story. But the dealership had a car that I wanted and a color that I wanted with all the options that I wanted. They wanted $5,000 over sticker. They also wanted to charge me for a like a protectorant package that I did not want. I successfully talked them out of both of those things,
Okay.
mostly because this is a 2023 model. The 2024 models are arriving stateside like as we speak. So
Okay.
they have an incentive to move the car. I would have been perfectly happy to take it off of their hands. And we successfully negotiated down to a price that we both agreed upon. The last step is trading in my car.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I will be trading in my current BMW as part of the deal. Now, I have traded in many cars. I know how this dance works. Just like negotiating prices for a new car, you do have to haggle a little bit to get the most value out of your trade in.
You do. Yep.
Yep. And look, eh, appraisal sites like Edmunds and Kelly Blue Book will give you a range for a reason. Okay. I usually try to get to the middle or like the bottom third at a minimum of what I will take on a trade. Now, certain dealers will be incentivized to give you more or less. For instance, if I were to buy that BMW, the BMW dealerships will generally give you more for their trade because they're a BMW dealership and they will put it out on certified pre-owned or sell it used or whatever. Versus an Audi dealership or a Toyota dealership or something taking this in, slightly different proposition for them. What dealers will also do is if they take in a used car, a lot of times they will sell the car at auction. They won't even sell it on their lot, depending on how much they think they can get it for it. I mean, there's math and finances. And at the end of the day, they are a business that is trying to make money. These are the facts. So I had a range in my head of what I thought my car was worth. So after we were done recording last week, I went to bed. I got up early on Friday and I cleaned out my car because I felt pretty good about getting this done. As long as they had offered to give me what I was looking for as a trade in, I was going to consider it a done deal and I would have signed on the dotted line. I would have paid money and I would have a new car.
Okay.
That is not what happened.
Oh, okay.
What happened was they obscenely lowballed me on my trade.
Really?
Yes, like
They're like,
several.
we're gonna make that $5,000 back.
Yeah, they were looking to get me somewhere, and
Hmm.
that's the hill they chose to die on. So I packed a bag. Like I packed like it was around lunchtime. I didn't have meetings for a couple hours, so my plan was because a lot of times when you do these things, you're going to be at the dealership for a little while where they get the car ready, or they have to appraise
Hmm.
your car and everything. So I packed my work bag. I cleaned out my car, gathered up all the documents like my license, my insurance, all that other stuff, my registration, all that. Made sure that was still in the car, drove to the dealership, met with my guy. He took my keys. I went and I sat in the customer area. It took him about a half an hour. He came back and he handed me the sheet with the deal on it. And I saw the number and I'm like, this has got to be higher. And it was like an immediate shutdown. Drew, I'm sorry, I can't go any higher than that. We already came down on what we would ask for MSRP, and all these packages. Like we already applied that protectorant to the car. Like we're already giving you that for free. So, this is the best I can do on that trade. And it was several $1,000s lower than even the lowest possible appraisal of my car. So I was
Yeah,
like,
they were scraping back that money
they were
somehow.
trying to scrape back the
Hmm.
money, and it
Yeah.
was painfully obvious to me.
Yeah.
And you know what? The bar was so incredibly low for this dealership. This whole family of dealerships here in Dublin is just such a shitty place. I have never had a good service experience there. I have never had a good sales experience there. I bought one car from them. I learned my lesson, but when you're shopping cars, you owe it to yourself, even if you hate the dealer, to at least know what's out there. So anyway, I looked at him and I was like, listen, I'm ready to do this, right? Like I told him the number I was looking for. And he didn't even entertain it. He's like, I'm just the middleman. That's what my used car manager wants to do. And I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I get it. Thanks for your time. And I walked. Um, and that was the end of it. I have not called them. They have not called me. It's clear they don't want my business. So
Yep.
that is that. So the Audi RS5 is out. And you know what? I'm okay with it.
Okay.
So after that whole experience, I took the weekend and I sat down and I thought, what car do I want to own? And again, the BMW M3 to me has always been a dream car.
Okay.
Owning an M badged car from BMW has always been a dream of mine. However, in that price range, there are many cars. For instance, if I was looking at a pure performance car, a lot of people had suggested to me, Drew, why don't you go look at a Corvette? And I am like prime Corvette driver profile material, middle-aged, white,
Okay,
slightly
yeah.
overweight, bald, and or gray hair. Like that would be almost too cliche for me. And plus, I am not an American car guy at all. I have no interest in Mustangs, Corvettes, Camaros, any of those cars. I have no desire of any vintage. Not a classic car. That's not me. That's not who
Okay.
I am. I am a Japanese or German boy all the frickin' way. But I was surfing around YouTube and I was looking at other cars in or adjacent to the segment. And I found a car that I wasn't expecting to fall in love with,
Okay.
but I did.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you.
Link.
Yep.
Link.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, it's raining hard here. Holy
yeah,
crap.
that's what we just had. I think it slowed down here.
Oh, you put it in the wrong spot. That's okay.
I did?
You put it in the wrong episode.
Oh shit. Okay.
Sorry. You put it with the other car.
I'm going to get rid of it.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay, I'm clicking on it now. Okay. It's trying to load. Okay, so this is the Lexus LC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, look at the price. They really want you to look at those first two photos of it. Don't do it any favors
Until
you turn it to the side. And it's like, oh,
yes,
it's a car-shaped car.
Yes,
This is a two-door though. A
two-door.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This car appeared on my radar.
It looks nice. It's a nice looking car.
It's breathtakingly beautiful car.
Where's the interior?
The interior is a very, very special place.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, I do too. So here's what happened. Oh. This car showed up on a YouTube playlist when I was reading car reviews and doing some research. Now, this car is not technically in the same, what they call segment, as an Audi RS5 or a BMW M3/M4. This car is in a different segment because it's more of a grand tour. It is high performance luxury instead of being a high performance car that might be luxurious. This car is luxury, but with some significant power behind it. So this car showed up on my radar. Now, this car starts at what those other cars were optioned at.
Yes.
Starts at $98,000. Mm-hmm. Now, that's a lot of money no matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a lot of car.
So I was like, man, that's really expensive. But like, I went through the Lexus website and like I started building them out. And of course, like they're in the same space right now where the 2023s are being phased out. The 2024s are starting to hit dealers. And I was like, man, that's a really nice car. I'll probably never buy this. I was driving to the gym the other day, and on my way to the gym, I pass a Lexus dealership.
Okay.
And wouldn't you know it, there was one parked right out front. And I saw it. On the way home from the gym, I pulled into the Lexus parking lot. I got out, and I laid eyes on this thing. And I was like, holy shit. Because number one, these cars, Lexus does not sell a lot of these, and not because of the price. They just don't make a lot of them. I was reading something, I think it was on the website Jalopnik, or maybe it was Car and Driver or something, where like last year, Lexus sold like 2,200 of these in the States.
Huh.
They do
That's not a
not
lot.
sell a lot of them. And in fact, I have never seen one on the road. Never. I've never seen one on the road. So they're rare, which is cachet. I like that. I like that these are a little bit rare and a little bit harder to find. And they had one on the lot at the dealership. It was
Okay.
used. It was a 2019. Now, here's an interesting tidbit about this car. If you were to go and watch YouTube reviews of this car, across the board, people love this car. They think it is a fantastic piece of machinery. In fact, Lexus, ever since this car has launched, has not altered the body, has not altered the engine, the suspension, the differential, anything about it. The only really changes that they've made is occasionally they have offered different styles of wheels, different exterior colors, and they have recently, in the past couple of years, offered a convertible option. Mechanically, the car has not changed. It is a big V8 that sounds ungodly delicious. Like, it sounds so good. But
But
people have derided Lexus, rightfully so, for the infotainment system in this car.
oh,
They
okay.
did not have Apple CarPlay or Android Audio until a couple of years ago available in this car. Throughout the rest of the Lexus lineup, they have made significant upgrades to the infotainment system in the car. This car has never gotten that upgrade until this year. And like, it had this I encourage you, if you have time, to watch some reviews where they show you the interior trackpad that is haptic, that you somehow have to try to use to even turn on your heated seats.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's real bad. So I had sort of written it off until, lo and behold, if you look in these pictures of the interior, it's now a touchscreen.
Yeah.
Before, the display was sunk further back into the dash. It was not a touchscreen. They have moved to a full touchscreen, a bigger display, brighter, more responsive, running the same software as the rest of the Lexus models. They let me drive the used car, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Okay.
So, meanwhile, while I'm going through all of this, I have decided that if I am going to buy a BMW, I believe last time we talked about the M3.
M3, yes.
I have decided that if I'm going to buy an M car, I am going to buy this exact car because I have the build that is arriving at a dealer in Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
I am going to go to my email. I thought I had the link already.
Now,
Yep, here it is.
did you order this, or did you kind of claim this as it was
Well,
coming in?
okay, so I want to talk about that. So,
Okay.
I did not build this car because I do not want to wait 6 or 8 months. I am looking at cars that are either at a dealer or are inbound to a dealer that I could get in relatively a reasonable amount of time. So that being said, here is a car that is arriving at a BMW dealer in Cincinnati.
The M4.
Oh, I hear the thunder.
Oh yeah, it's getting okay. Why isn't it? Okay, the pictures are loading. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Why don't you show me the actual? Oh, that's a convertible.
It is a convertible. I have decided that if I am going to buy an M4, which is the coupe version of the M3, instead of 4 doors, it's 2, that I would like to invest in a convertible.
Okay.
They seem to be a little more popular. There are trade-offs to owning a convertible from a performance perspective, but BMW, because of their superior engineering, has basically figured out to make it drive almost identical to the coupe. So it's a non-issue for me. But yes, it is a convertible. It is a beautiful gray with black wheels. black interior. The profile picture that you're looking at there, the wind deflector is up in the middle.
Yeah,
But I would probably take that down for most of the time. But yes, that is the car I'm looking at. And if you sort of click on that picture, you can do a 360 spin of it.
that's what I'm doing right now. I'm
Yeah.
actually doing the 360 interior spin.
What do you
Whee!
think?
So, convertibles aren't for me.
Yep.
That's a
And
me
you know
thing.
what? And you know
But
what? Not sure if they're for me either, but I want to find out
yeah, this looks sporty as hell. I think you're gonna like this car, Drew.
if I buy this car.
If you buy this car, okay.
If I buy this car.
Are you gonna go to Cincinnati this weekend to look at it?
It's not there yet.
Okay.
Believe me, I thought about it. I mean,
When does
look,
it arrive?
sometime next week.
Okay.
They are very cagey about delivery dates because it's subject to like trucks being available and transit times, and like when it arrives, they have to like unpack it and like get it ready, and like it's
Yeah.
probably at the earliest not going to be until next weekend.
Okay.
But yes, I know we talked about that front grille. I don't know.
Still don't,
It's
still don't
grown on
like
me.
it. Still
Yeah,
don't like it.
it's grown on me quite a bit. But this car is interesting because if you look through the options that it has, um, it basically has all the options that I would want on this car. It has it has a black interior, which is not my first choice, but I think it looks good with that particular gray. I like gray cars. I do not like black cars. The skyscraper gray metallic is very, very pretty. It's like a little bit lighter gray than the color I have now. Carbon fiber inside, and it has all the packages, so it's basically fully loaded. It also has the patented BMW laser light, which I don't think is legal. I was reading about this on forums, like the laser light we get in the States is basically like half wattage because like it's
Oh.
like almost too bright. And what's also nice is if you look at the picture of the interior, you do the 360 spin of the interior again. I want you to look at the seats.
Okay.
Actually, you might not be able to see it from that. Shit, you can't.
Yeah, I can't get a really good look of like at the driver's seat, like the seat. Yeah.
The
I'm
back
stuck.
of the seat, like where the
Yeah.
head goes.
Yeah.
How did
Like
you get there?
no, I can't. I can't
Yeah,
see
you
it.
can't.
I'm
So
I'm stuck in between the seats. I can't
yeah.
see the seats.
So
Yeah.
if you get out of that 360 spin view and you scroll down a little bit where it shows you like what it looks like if you were looking inside the
Yeah.
passenger door,
Okay. Yeah.
if you look at the seats,
Mm-hmm.
there's like the seat part. And
Uh-huh.
then like where the head goes, there's like
Yeah.
the M4 logo, right?
Uh-huh. And there's a bunch of holes.
Yeah, heat comes out of there.
Heat comes out of there.
Yeah, so like if you're driving on like a crisp autumn day and you want the top down, you can still have like a little guy blowing on your neck.
Oh, I'll be one of those people. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that's what I've decided. This car is obtainable. I could call them tomorrow, put a deposit on this car, and buy it.
Okay.
Could do that. Might do that. Haven't done that. Because
Cuz.
I think I want the Lexus.
Got it. Okay.
So basically, here's what happened. I have been agonizing for the past 3 days on which one of these cars I would own. They both have their qualities. For instance, the BMW. It's an M Series car, always wanted it. It will be an absolute blast to drive. It has more power than the Lexus. It's also all-wheel drive. It's a convertible. It has some cool tech. They recently upgraded the infotainment in that as well, so it'll even be different than the one I have now. I can set every conceivable option I want on that car to make it drive exactly the way I want it to drive. Unlike the Lexus, it has like a usable back seat. Like the Lexus has 4 seats for insurance purposes. Like I don't even think you could fit a child with no legs in the back seat of that car. Whereas the BMW, I think if the top was down, I could haul some people around. But mostly it'll be me and Mandy. Yeah, I mean, now on the flip side, right? If I had to choose between an M3 and an M4, I would love an M3. I love a sedan. But those are just extremely hard to get. There's very long wait times for them. I'm in a position where I can make this happen sooner than later. The Lexus, on the other hand, is drop dead gorgeous. I love the look of that car. I actually got to drive one. It sounds amazing. The dash is like the interior is just such a wonderful place to be. It is very comfortable to drive. It is not a stiff ride. It is that patented Lexus ride. Like I could see myself driving 8, 10, 12 hours in this and not caring. Um, it sounds amazing. When I was test driving it, we drove through downtown Dublin. Every stoplight, every time we would pass somebody, it turns heads. It's not a car people see a lot. It's very pretty. Um, it has some really cool technology in it, like especially like the dynamic handling package. Like, but it's much more expensive. It's about $10,000 to $12,000 more than what I would pay for the BMW. It is only rear wheel drive. Whereas I would have no problem living day to day with the BMW. If it's exceptionally rainy, I could probably still drive this car. If it was snowing, absolutely not. Like no way. No, like non-starter. Like I would have to rely on Mandy's car or not go anywhere if she wasn't home. I I have gone back and forth on this. I created a I know you're not on Instagram, but I created a very lengthy series of Instagram posts where I asked people like to look at the pictures and tell me, and like I made a poll to see which one people would pick. And I think they did this on purpose, but it was literally 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah. Some people like the Lexus more. Some people like the BMW more. Both cars make an incredible sound. I just don't know what to do, buddy. And listen, I get it. I'm whining about a problem about buying an expensive sports car that would be, I'm sure that there's people out there that are struggling to make ends meet and all this other stuff. And I'm speaking from the ultimate position of privilege. And the reason, by the way, that I know people listen to this podcast is that when I was posting these polls, I had more than one person ask me about the RS5, and I didn't talk to anybody about that other than this show.
Got it.
So that was a nice little thing to discover through all of this.
Cool. Thanks for listening, folks.
Yeah. So, Paul, between the two, which would you have?
I mean, I like the look of the Lexus way more. But then again, like, I do not like the front end of those BMWs. That is not for me.
And you know what? Very, very polarizing. Like people, for me, I've gotten over it. I like the aggressive stance. Like when you're looking at it, if you're looking at the exterior, and you're looking at it head on, I think it's a nice aggressive stance. I mean, much like me, people like looking at more of the back of me than the front of me, and this car is no exception. But it's grown. It has grown on me. It has absolutely grown on me.
I mean, I would lean towards the Lexus. I just think that sucker looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah. He let me drive it to the house. I was able to put it in the garage. Like, they know what they're doing. They know how to hook you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Like, not for nothing. Like, if you compare dealership experiences between Lexus and BMW, absolutely night and day.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The people at Lexus are so much nicer. So much nicer. Now, I will say this, though. A couple other things to consider here. Maintenance on the BMW is included.
Oh, okay.
And in this particular segment, you are in the several or many hundreds of dollars for an oil change.
Okay.
I mean, even my 3 Series right now, if it was not part of complimentary maintenance, would be $200 or $300 just for an oil change. These cars, because of their respective engines and everything, are very expensive to maintain. So the BMW comes with 3 years of complimentary maintenance. That's air filters, oil changes. I even think, I don't know if brakes are covered, but like everything mechanically on the car is covered from a complimentary maintenance, plus, the standard warranty that you get. The Lexus, you get either 2 oil changes or 10. You get basically free service for like 2 oil changes or 10,000 miles. I forget how it's worded. The dealership here was willing to throw in a couple extra oil changes just because that's what they do. So that would help offset that a little bit. And the other thing is, Lexus has a reputation as like an old person's car. Now, I'm no spring chicken, but I'm also not cruising around in a big cushy GX here. This is a comfortable car, but it is not one of those like big, like ostentatious Lexuses that are like for like elderly people.
Right.
but it is a part of it. There's a part of it. So, buddy, I have vacillated so many different ways here, and I have an exclusive for you right now.
Okay.
I have made a deposit on one of these cars.
Okay. Do I get to guess?
You get to guess, but and I will say this in fairness. I know that I said that the BMW is showing up next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
There is a car that the Lexus dealership can get. That is at another dealership that they could trade for, that they can also have it here next week.
Okay.
However, in that situation, I would have to pay for the cost of shipping the car up.
Oh, okay.
So that is also increasing the price beyond what is priced on the Lexus. So
if I had to guess, I'm guessing you put the deposit on the BMW.
Okay. We will know by the next time we record.
Okay.
Because I don't,
Okay.
I could spoil it for you.
Okay.
If you really want to know, we could put it a spoiler.
Okay. All right.
What do you want to know?
You know what? I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised.
Okay. All right. Then we will be surprised. So to be continued. So stay tuned.
Okay.
I can tell you that I have narrowed it down to one of those two cars.
Okay.
And here's the thing. Like I have been like working with these dealerships for like a couple weeks on this. Well, I've been working with the BMW dealership, multiple BMW dealerships, by the way, to try to secure an incoming car with the spec that I want. It would be different if I had ordered the car that I wanted, because that would basically be mine. I wouldn't have to be competing with other people that want these highly desirable cars. So you have to, like, this car's coming in and they will sell it, right? To me or somebody else. Like, I know it will sell.
Right. Yeah.
So because I didn't custom build the car, number one, I have to find a car that is listed as like available with the options I want. This is one of those that passes all of those filters. It is a car that will be arriving soon with a color that I approve of, with the options that I want, that isn't already spoken for. Because like, even if you go out to certain dealer websites and you're like, wow, that's a really nice M3 that's coming in. Like, the system that populates their website basically just knows of the cars that are coming in, but chances are like somebody built that car, right? Yeah. That's already somebody's car.
Right.
And like, that's like super crushing. Like, when you find one you want, it's like, ugh, someone already built that. Anyway, so we will know for sure by next week.
Yes, we will.
All right, take us home.
Hey, we're on the internet, doingtheirbest.com. You can find all kinds of stuff there. You can find show notes. You can find links. You can find emails, whatever you want. It's all there. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening.